Okay, our next thing we're going to do is do our sandwiches section. So this is where we left off, and we had that in our header, and now we're doing the sandwich section. So this is what we want it to look like. We have 6 sandwiches, 3 on 2 lines. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so now we're down to here. Sandwiches is the ID. So instead of doing, let's see, what's it supposed to say? Our sandwiches. So this will be our sandwiches and get rid of the rest. And I get rid of too much. All right. And let's see. Now we want to go ahead and make some HTML. So we're going to have each one of these boxes, these sandwiches, is going to be an article. So we'll do article. All right. And then inside that article, we're going to have this, which is a figure. Now, actually, this whole box is going to be a figure because there's a HTML called fig caption, and that allows us to be able to trap text within a picture or within a figure. So picture and text. All right, so inside our article, we're going to have a figure. And inside that figure, we're going to have an image. And that image is going to be Bobby. So you can see from our structure, it is images slash sandwiches, sandwiches, right? So that's the 2 folders. And then it's going to be Bobby.jpg. And then we're going to have an alt, and that's going to be Bobby sandwich. All right, and then inside that figure also, we're going to have a fig caption. And inside that fig caption, we are going to have some text. So the text we can get from our content, and there's the Bobby. Okay, so let's see, I missed that. Let's see. Okay, we're going to have 2 fig captions. The second one is just going to have the text. The first one is going to have an H1, and that is going to be Bobby. Oops. Control C. And let's make it a little bit better than that. Let's call it the Bobby. All right, so article, inside the article is a figure. Inside that figure is going to have images and then 2 fig captions. And that's going to make up this, what we call a card for that. So let's go ahead and see what we've done so far. Make sure everything works. File and save all. And let's go back and refresh. And there it is. All right, so there's our picture, and the Bobby obviously way, way too big. And we're going to fix that with CSS. All right, so now that we did the Bobby, now the next thing we're going to do is create another article. So I'm going to go ahead and copy, Control C, make a space, go all the way over to the wall, and can do Control V. And now we have a second one that's just like the first one. Now, this one here should be end of Bobby. And then I'm going to select that and do Control / to comment it out. There's going to be a bunch of articles, and it's going to be hard to find where things stop and start. So if you comment the end of each article, then very easy. So this next one is going to be the cold turkey. So we'll come in here, and that is going to be cold turkey.jpg probably. And there it is, cold_turkey. .jpg, and then this will be the cold turkey, and then the last thing is going to be the information about it. Control C, and we'll replace this with Control V. Okay, let's see what we've done, and then we'll do File, Save All, and I'll come back here, and I'll refresh, and hopefully, there we go. All right, so that's the process. Copy, paste, change, test. Make sure you test after each one. All right, so through the magic of video, I'm going to finish this up without having to do everything one for you. So let's pause. Okay, so I finished working. You can see that I have end of each one of these, marking the end of each. Every one of them is exactly the same. So copying and pasting and changing the information. And then I did File, Save All. And then if you come down here, you can see there are all things. It's very important that you make a change and then save it. And then look, that's the built-in test methodology, and it is your fastest way of going. It might seem like less slowing me down, but it's not, because if I made a mistake up here and copied and pasted that mistake all the way down, then I have to go to each one and try to fix that mistake, and that's just way too much effort. All right, so now we need to start getting these where they need to be. Okay, so there is our About section, and now we're on to our next one, which is going to be our sandwiches. The first thing we want to do is center everything inside that container. So I'm going to do section hash sandwiches. Oops. And then I'm going to do text align center. All right, when I do File, Save All, and refresh, they all move over to the middle. Excellent. And only that one. Although we're going to find that the crew probably going to have to do the same thing, and so we might do some shortcuts on that. All right. Well, the next thing I want to do is I want them to be side by side. So I'm going to do section hash sandwiches article. Okay, so the articles are block level elements. That's why they're stacked one on top of the other. I want them to be side by side. So I'm going to do display inline block. And then I'll do File, Save All, and refresh. And nothing happens. Why? Because this is bigger. It might actually change. Let me see if I can grab it. Now, see, I can't fit two on the same because they're too big. So before they actually work like that, I need to make them smaller. All right, so let's do that. I want 3 of them on there. So that's, if I did 33.3, that'd be 1/3. But I want some space in between them. So I'm going to do width, and I'm going to make it 25%. So I'll make it each one. That'd be only 75% of the screen, and the rest will be margin on there. So let's go ahead and see what happens when I do this. File, Save All, and refresh. And nothing. All right, so that did not work. Why didn't that work? What did I do wrong? Width is 25%. Inline block. Interesting. It could be because of the pictures. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. These pictures are way too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those pictures, section, hash, sandwiches. Oh, I see my problem. Yeah, I should have copied and pasted. I misspelled sandwiches. So I should have went Control C, Control V, because I know the other one worked. And let's do File, Save All, and refresh. There we go. Now it works. All right, not nice, because you can see these pictures are way too big for the container, so they blow out the container, blowing out the whole thing. So what we need to do is get them back inside the container, and I was about to do that, but got sidetracked because something told me something else was wrong. So again, we're going to do, let's see, Control C, Control V, figure, image, with 100%. That means that it won't go over. It won't. Right now they're about 150% because that's the size of the picture. We're going to corral that. So let's do File, Save All, and refresh. Well, look at that. Beautiful. Now notice this is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. I really don't have to do that though. If I wanted to, I could get rid of these two and just say all the image tags that are in the section, and you'll see that it works just as well. So that's the specificity I was talking about. It doesn't change the selector. The thing is, I just can't help it. I like, no, sandwiches, article. I like being very specific. We could do a shortcut, but I like being specific. So as long as it stays 4 or below, then you're within the normal range. It's not going to break at 5, but 4 is what the, what people say. All right, let's go ahead and put a background on it. So background, hello, home row, background, color. I don't know why sometimes that doesn't come up. Now we need the RBG. Do I have? I don't know if I have anywhere. Whoops. In fact, I do. Here's our HTML color codes. My best friend for colors. And I'm looking for a light blue. So we're using the light, where? Names. There we go. All right, so we're using the light steel blue for the background. And we want a light blue. Did I miss it? Light blue. All right, so we're using steel blue, wherever that is, light steel blue. So this is one color. We want to use this color that's slightly off from that. And you can pick whatever color. You can make it orange if you want, but this is what I'm doing. All right, and then I'm going to put it in, Control V, semicolon, and then change this to all lowercase. So GB, so Sublime Text is happy. And then out here, I'll put light blue, select the text, hold down the the control key and press slash. And then we'll do File, Save All, and then refresh. And you can see now we have, they're kind of squished together. Remember, this is the 4. We have a couple of problems. See how these are not aligned? And these are all squished. So we are going to unsquish them. All right, so we need to put some margin on them. And the margin we want to do is 5 pixels up and down and 15 pixels left and right. That'll give a 30 pixel distance between the two. The 5 pixels on top we're going to be using so that when they stack one on top of the other, there's a 10 pixel difference, a 5 pixel from one and 5 pixel from the other between the two lines. And then a semicolon. And then we'll do File, Save All, and refresh. Let's look down. See how there's hardly, the only room they have is this because everything is held helter-skelter. And then we'll go like this. And look, now we have some nice space. But they're not aligned. And remember, for whatever reason, the browser always aligns the bottom of each of these things unless we change it and tell it we want to go to the top. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. That again is going to be in the article. And it's going to be vertical align top instead of being bottom. Actually, the property is baseline, but top tells us what. So if you do vertical line bottom, it's not going to work right. Nice. I'd rather have bigger gaps down here than up on the top. I want these all to be, I don't mind that little gap. And you can see we even have a little gap down here also. And the fact that the gap is not right is okay. Also notice that this is flexible. So as the picture, as it gets bigger, the pictures get bigger, which is what you want. When it gets smaller, the picture gets smaller. And at a certain point, it breaks. It kind of, see, it doesn't really break. It just looks really ugly. So we're probably going to use this right here as our break point because that's when this breaks. And then this starts to look ugly. So that's what we'll probably use for our first breakpoint or media query. That's it for this one. We're on to doing the cruise section, which is kind of similar.